So the developers of Battlefield 5 have finally released the DXR requirements for the game, making them the first team to give us a glimpse of what to expect and to need to push these new effects. Turns out, it's going to take more than just a fancy new video card. There have been quite a few games so far touting RTX functions, including Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that still has no update or word as to when to expect the real-time ray-traced Shadows update to come into effect. So performance is still on the table since we can't benchmark any of it yet. I know we saw some pretty low performance numbers when they first showed it off at Gamescom, but come on guys, let's be honest, that was a very early build for all of these games. But on to Battlefield 5 and the requirements. Minimum CPU is spec'd out at either an FX 8350 or an i5 6600K with the GeForce GTX 660 or HD 7850 class GPU to get things moving along. And you'll also need 8GB of RAM. Now, interestingly enough, we do have an FX 8350 and 7850 system with 8GB of RAM sitting in the closet. So we actually have that very system, and we'll find out what minimum gets you. Their recommended CPU is either a Ryzen 3 1300X or a Core i7 4790 with 12GB of RAM and either a GTX 1060 6GB or an RX 580 8GB, which quite honestly sounds much more reasonable and what you would expect to run this game. But if you want to crank things up with the DXR features, they're recommending that you have either a Ryzen 7 2700 or a Core i7 8700, 16GB of RAM, and well, obviously at least an RTX 2070. The developers did state earlier in interviews that they were looking to take advantage of at least 12 threads, and the implementation of DXR was going to be pretty demanding. Looks like there's going to be more to getting real-time ray tracing chewing along other than just a GPU that supports it. So, do you think the performance in the final release could be better than what was expected early on? Do you think these requirements are reasonable? Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, and we also can't wait to get started on testing out the game very soon, so stay tuned for that. And this has been Keith with WCCF Tech TV. Make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so that we don't miss you in the next one.